Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Paul Brown Show. This evening, I have a special guest. She's the 59th mayor of Charlotte, North Carolina. She's the first African-American female mayor of Charlotte, North Carolina. She's a former city administrator. She's the first city administrator to serve as mayor. She's from Columbia, South Carolina. She's our very own mayor, Mayor Viola Alexander Lyles, as Mayor Vi Lyles. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing great. When people call me Viola, that makes me think that they're from South Carolina.
Oh, okay. I'm from Charleston now. So
you own it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Paul.
God, tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, you know, I have a very simple lifestyle, and I grew up in Columbia, South Carolina.
Correct.
I have 5 brothers, and they run my father and grandfather's business, third generation African-American owned business. But having 5 brothers, you can imagine that I needed to move away to have a little bit of independence. And so I came to Charlotte to go to Queens College. It was a women's college then, and graduated, went to Chapel Hill for graduate school, and got a graduate degree in public administration, and was fortunate enough after working in a few locations to come back to Charlotte. When I came back to Charlotte, it was about 200,000 people, and today we're over 860,000 people.
Correct.
And I have always really thought about myself as someone that wanted to serve the public. I chose local government when I was working because that was the closest way to get to the people. When someone asks you to do something in local government, whether it's pick up their garbage or make sure that they have water, those are things that you can actually see happen. Yes, it's not all about policy and strategy. Sometimes it's just about service.
16 months you've been inside office. How would you rate yourself, your performance? I mean, I'll say you're doing a great job, but how would Mayor Lyles rate yourself?
You know, the way I rate myself is by going out into the community. And when I go to the grocery store and people stop me and they say, thank you for what you've done, or you're doing a great job, I take that to heart. It's what drives me. People say, what's the greatest thing about being mayor? And it's the people in our community. And it's really, really good. And I look at what other people say, and are we making progress on the things that make a difference to them?
And after a career with the City of Charlotte, serving as budget director and assistant city manager, how would that experience help you in your office?
Well, you know, a lot of people think that it would help me a lot, but that's not necessarily so. You know, things are moving so rapidly these days. When I was working with the city, there was a problem or an issue, and you look at, you know, what other cities were doing, and you just pick one of the things that was best, working best, and you try it. But today, think about how much smarter kids have to be in school. You have to define the problem. You have to get data, all that data analytics, you would analyze the data. Then you have to go out into the community. Citizen engagement is something that we're working on and doing more of. You then have choices, and then you have to convince people that that's the right choice. And it's not just convincing yourself or the city council members, it's convincing the community that that's the right choice for Charlotte. So I really love numbers, and I love budgeting, and I can remember all of that. I love the idea of problem solving, but today it just requires a lot more. You have to engage with people to get things done.
I know you work a lot of hours as mayor, probably over 60 plus hours, and you're always around. How do you deal with that? I mean, that I know you have to put in a lot of effort.
I do, but I have a great team. I have people that help me with the schedule. They help me know where to go. They try to keep me on time. For me, it's the energy that's required to be available and accessible. I believe when you talk to people, you have to really pay attention to them. It's not one of those things that I can look at my phone or be glancing over your shoulder. I want you to know that you are the most important thing that I'm thinking of right then in that moment. So after I do that I think people would be surprised to know that I'm busy Saturday and Sundays.
Correct.
Mondays, we have our council meeting, and the only time that I usually don't have an invitation to go someplace is on a Friday afternoon or Friday night. So that's when I kind of recoup or revive myself. Every now and again, I take a couple of days to relax and kind of recharge, and that's an important part of it too. I need to realize that if it's just like in the airplane, you know, you have to put on your mask first before you can help others. So I'm trying to learn to do that better. I'm not always successful at it.
I know you're really involved with the families of the city.
Yeah.
And I know that's because you're so involved with your family. Why is it so important? Why is that such a valuable family?
You know, I tell people that I have about 20 first cousins.
Uh-oh.
And I grew up in a family during the segregation in the South. And that really makes a big difference because our parents tried to protect us from the world that was not always nice or was often more than that. I remember times my dad would work and wouldn't get paid for the work he did just because they didn't have to. And so that's when you know how family counts and what it means. All of my family shared every experience. When my mother found something on sale, she'd call all of her sisters and they'd rush out and get it to save that money that made it possible for us to go to college or go to school. My dad worked and it was, it's one of those things. This is something that we need to learn more about doing as a people, as Black people. We actually worked with each other. So when my dad would have something in his business or one of my uncles would, they would pool their resources, their money, and work together. They built their brand as a family, not just as an individual. And so that's why family is so important to me today. I'm very fortunate to have a son who works here with Balfour Beatty. He has a lovely wife that grew up in that same environment. I have 2 beautiful grandbabies here. I have a daughter in Washington, D.C. who's the senior advisor on strategy and equity. I never even knew that was a job, but the idea of addressing equity because of all of discrimination and segregation, all of that, she's thinking about how to reverse those trends. And she's married to a wonderful man that works primarily in the defense industry, and she has a little 2-year-old daughter. So I've got 3 grandbabies, and if that's not enough to make sure that you want to make the world a better place, then you're missing this hard part.
Oh, God. So how did they feel about you running for mayor and you being the mayor of Charlotte?
I will tell you, I think my kids would, my son Kwame and my daughter Aisha and their spouses would do anything. They've encouraged me. My son is the young man that you saw putting out signs on the day before the election in the middle of a thunderstorm. My daughter still helps me with social media and helps me communicate who I am. I believe that your children understand best your motivations and they know your heart. And so they're very, very supportive of me, and I hope one day that I will be able to give them all of the respect that they're due for that. Already they've got all my love, but I want them to know how much I respect them as adults.
I know Charlotte is really growing. Some of the issues is affordable housing and, it's just jobs. How do you address that?
Well, I want people to really understand how fast we're growing. We have 1,000 people a week moving into our city.
And that's great.
Now that's 5,200 people a year. And many of them come without jobs, but many of them are trained and have the ability to get jobs. They've got a college degree, they've got expertise and certifications in technology or finance. What I'm most concerned about, and always have been, are those people that live in our city that never had a chance to participate in the economy. Okay. Those folks that have been passing our bond referendums and living here while we're growing and creating this wonderful banking and financial center. Now we need to focus on making sure that they can be here. I think a city that's diverse has to have different levels of economics. I wouldn't want to be a place where I never saw anyone that had that soul or cultural experience, or people that really cared about what we were doing for our kids, teachers and firefighters and police officers. So affordable housing has been a key initiative. Correct. This year, thank you to the voters for approving a $50 million bond referendum. And thanks to the private sector for recognizing that a diverse workforce is what makes it possible for Charlotte to be what it is. And they've added another $50 million. We brought in another organization that brought in $25 million to build our neighborhoods. So $125 million going into affordable housing and great neighborhoods. We have already had an agreement to take one apartment complex with about 200 units.
Correct.
We're upgrading it, and it's going to be maintained where rents will be under $900 a month.
Okay.
And that's how we make the difference. We're going to renovate existing units as well as build more affordable units. Now for jobs, that's an entirely different issue, but not. Okay. It's all connected. If you don't have a way to pay for your rent or your home, then you're not going to be very successful
Correct.
at that. So we're working very hard on two aspects of employment. We're trying to determine what jobs are going to be available in the future and how to train people for those jobs. We know that the construction industry is booming, and we have a project with Goodwill Industries to train people in construction. You know, when we started out that program, I have to give a shout out to Ron Leeper Construction Company, the owner. He's passionate about this. When we recruited those young people to join that program, we thought if they made $11 an hour, we would be successful.
Correct.
They're now at $22 an hour.
Oh, okay.
And that is something that we can be very proud of. The Urban League. They help us train people in fiber optic cabling. You see all of these wires going into the ground. Someone's got to put them there safely, and the Urban League is training people. They too are being successful. Our next effort is working on coding, the foundation for all of this digital world. We opened a class for 25 people to learn coding with a guarantee that they would have a job at one of the financial institutions. The computer crashed with the application. So many people were doing that. So we're going to make headway on jobs by getting people involved and the ability to be trained and have a placement. And then we're going to work on what are the jobs of the future. If you don't know about how to use the computer, Microsoft, Excel spreadsheets, you're not going to be successful.
Correct.
But you can know all of that. If you don't know how to save your money, how to show up for work on time, how to dress for work, you're not going to be successful. So we've got to weigh these things, both the soft skills as well as the learned skills. I saw a young woman one day out shopping, and she was working, and she was just furious at a customer. She was having a temper tantrum. And I thought to myself, this is not going to have a good result. But I saw a manager come out, and he recognized this young woman hadn't had a role model for how to deal with conflict. And he wrapped his arm around her and said, let's calm down and talk it through. We need more managers like that understand not everybody has had a role model
Correct.
for work. And you have become the role model. And your job always is to teach people how to be successful at work.
If you my brother, you my brother, I'ma ride for you. If you my brother, you my brother, I'ma lie for you. Don't gotta question me, brother, you know I die for you. Even if we in it deep, you know I slide. But I'm prayed up, feeling slept on, nigga, should've stayed up. Gotta go and get that green, I'm hardly laid up. We was dreaming as a kid, we on that way up, yeah, yeah. But you my brother, my brother, my brother. Always got your back, we look out for each other. Feeling like you blood, but don't got the same mother. Taught as a kid to look out for one another. You my brother, my brother, my brother. Always got your back, we look out for each other. Feeling like you blood, but don't got the same mother. Taught as a kid to look out for one another. If I say I'm my brother's keeper, then I mean it. Having dreams of getting rich, like where that green at. People doubt me, but I'm like, where your dream at? I bet your dream still in your dream, cause I ain't seen it. But keep on dreaming, my brother, yeah, we gon' get to it. No more struggles, my brother, yeah, we gon' get through it. The mic is like my rehab, I gotta vent to it. But I'm grateful for the night, cause we done went through it. My chest up, head high, got my brother on standby. If they try to take my brother wings, I swear to God it won't fly. Keep my brother on my left, and they weapon on my right. Ain't no killer, but don't push me, cause they both by my side. But you my brother, my brother, my brother. Always got your back, we look out for each other. Feeling like you blood, but don't got the same mother. Taught as a kid to look out for one another. You my brother, my brother, my brother. Always got your back, we look out for each other. Feeling like you blood, but don't got the same mother. Taught as a kid to look out for one another.
Shout out to Clips, he showed me the way. For few the crew to the day that I lay. RIP Dave, progress what he say. For few the reason I stay on the stage. Hey, touch my dog, man, I swear we the same. Till we 6 feet, stay same, never change. We together the mostest, but Ray the closest to me, man. I swear to you, reason I prayed. Watch him, I learn how to deal with my pain. He taught me to care, but not about what they say. JP been rocking with me like the Beatles. We going down like Tweedledee Tweedle. Zeke, that's my nigga, Matt, that's my dog. Mike, that's the one that taught me to be strong. See who he my foolie, forever we coolie. Nothing come between us, put that in my song. Yeah. This for Noah, my Trey twin, and them my brothers. Ain't no sin in them, don't care if they right or wrong. All my brothers, I'm on 10 for them. Yeah. They know I'ma spend for them. This for all my real brothers, swear y'all mean so much to me. I will never fail, cause I know y'all looking up to me. I know y'all looking up to me. Swear I die about my brother. Yeah. And if you hearing this, just know that I love you. Hey. That's on ZG, that's red too.
But you my brother, my brother, my brother. Always got your back, we look out for each other. Feeling like you blood, but don't got the same mother. Taught as a kid to look out for one another. You my brother, my brother, my brother. Always got your back, we look out for each other. Feeling like you blood, but don't got the same mother. Taught as a kid to look out for one another.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Paul Brown Show. This evening, my guests will be TEK and Tellem Kado. How y'all gentlemen doing?
Oh yeah, real good, real good.
I saw you, we just showed your video. Tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Oh yeah, man. Like you said, my name TEK Tellem Kado.
I'm TEK.
Together we TEK too. You hear me? We from Shelby, North Carolina.
I'm 19.
Yeah, I'm 19 too. Oh yeah.
Young. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to spread a positive message through our music. You know what I'm saying? We getting it done basically. We just talking about what's going on now. You know what I'm saying? And trying to help people get through what they're going through, you feel me? So like.
How long y'all been in this industry?
I mean, I started making music since I was 5.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I used to write music in the bathrooms at James Love Elementary, you feel me?
All right.
So like.
Hey, back about the video though. Shout out to Eclipse and
yes,
TQ
sir.
What It Do. They shot the video for us real early in the morning.
YH
real cold.
Visions.
Yeah, YH Vision. Shout out to the whole team, all that. But as far as how long we've been doing this, I really started out as a motivational speaker and a poet. I just recently got into the music, probably like 2-3 years ago. Started recording and stuff like that, and then got it with my boy, and we just been doing it.
What inspired y'all want to get in this hip hop industry?
It's kind of crazy. Like, I didn't want to do music. I always wanted to be a dancer.
Okay.
You know, it's crazy because, like, I looked up to Chris Brown. But then, like, I started, you know what I'm saying, dancing or whatever, but then I started liking his music.
Correct.
So I was like, hey, man, he's so versatile. Like, let me try this, you feel me? And I found out, like, I got little vocals. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I got little vocals and, like, you know what I'm saying, got little bars, too. Bro, he real, too. Like, he be speaking real, you know what I'm saying?
Like I say, I started as a motivational speaker and a poet, so it was like, I got a big following from the youth, and it went from the youth to their parents, and it was just like I had a big following, so I know I had a voice. And a lot of people our age, as the world know, they just ran by music.
Exactly.
So I feel like I can tell everybody something through music. That's why my name Tellem Kado. I'm gonna tell them about it every time.
Ain't that it?
If someone wanted to get in contact with y'all, how would they go about doing that?
My social media is TEKNC and his.
All my social media, you can find me at Tellem Kado. That's TELLEM space KADO. Bow wow wow.
Oh God, and my YouTube, you probably can find us. You can find us on TEK 2 from OTME if you look that up.
TEK 2 TEK, the number 2 space from OTME. TEK 2 from OTME. Check out the rest of our OTME boys too. ZG400. Trauma. All that, man. Yeah.
How to do it.
Yeah.
So y'all really into this thing, huh? Y'all
I love
having
it.
fun.
It's a passion.
Love it,
It's a
man.
passion.
Love it.
You know what I'm saying? And it's more behind than just, hey, let's go in the studio and make something shake. It's like, I'm trying to get, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to get our people out. Like my mama, you know what I'm saying? His mama, you know what I'm saying? Like, we was raised up together type.
Okay.
A lot of people can say they do it to support their family. You know, they depending on them, and they came from slums and came from all that, but that's a lot. That's 99% of the rappers in the industry, feel me? But I feel like what set us apart, what's different, is our message. They already got Waynes and Coles and all that. They got people that's out there gang affiliated, cussing and all that, but we come with a different message. And I ain't gonna say it's all like positive, you know, preach, but anything that we do that's aside from that is just gonna be like, you know, turn up a little bit, get lit, something like that. It's never nothing. We trying to make a difference.
Correct.
And not just, you know, all these other people in the industry with. It's more than cars, money, clothes, all that.
It's about reality.
Yeah, we need to talk about something real.
So that video that we just saw, tell the audience about that.
Oh, my brother.
It was real early in the morning.
It was
real
cold.
Early. It was so cold. It was like,
it was cold.
It had to be at least 30 or below, I swear.
God,
oh my God.
bro.
You couldn't feel your fingers out there, man.
Correct.
Like,
And yeah, we shot it right in Shelby. Shout out the whole 704.
Shout out
Everybody out there, man.
Holy
Everybody out
shit,
there.
holy
Shout out my
shit.
BBs too, all them. Yeah, from the G, all them. But yeah, Shelby, North Carolina, man, we picked a couple of scenes that we feel was like real notable. Shelby, you know, got to it. Like we said, we part of a group, OTME, stands for Off the Muscle Entertainment. That's not like no
gang.
Off the Muscle, meaning we came from something where you gotta be strong, you feel me?
And it's
like
all
that.
about like pushing like young artists.
Pushing, that's all
like
it is.
Support is
all
all
of
it
us, we
is.
went to high school together. Like you say, we all came to music, came about it different ways, and then we all got together and we here now. But yeah, we got all of them. Came to the video, our brothers, you feel me? All that. I even got my real little brothers in there too. Kamari, shout out all them, yeah. And Crystal Clips, y'all can find Crystal Clips Productions and YH Visions. They shoot all our videos, man. The best you gonna see anywhere around Shelby, Charlotte, Gastonia, all that. I put them with anybody, professional, any of that.
And what's crazy is we got so much talent in our city. Like,
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? We got Sonny the Man. We get that
yeah,
man be cooking
Juice,
up.
Trapezoid, all them, man.
You know what I'm saying? This main dude, like, he just, like, real talk, I wouldn't even be in the studio if it weren't for my dude, Doe School.
Oh, yeah, Doe Shop.
He'll cook you up. Like, when I say cook you up, he'll get you right in the studio. Like.
Yeah, that's how the whole video came about, really. Doe School, Clips, OTME, Shelby, boom, put it on there.
So let's see their real names. I know that's joking with y'all.
Hey,
what all that again now?
Oh, Doe School, our producer, Doe School, Shelby, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Well, he big people. He got was it Don Q?
He got Don
features
like,
with Don Q. He up there, so
Okay.
I ain't even gonna say just Shelby with him. Clips too, Crystal Clips Productions and YH Visions. They bigger than Shelby too. You know, they trying to put us on. We following the path, all of that. Matter of fact, that's my first line. Shout out to Clips. He showed me the way.
That's facts.
My brother, yeah. And OTME. That's all. Like I say, that's our group. We got a ZG400, man. Y'all make sure y'all ZG400 400.
I
We
put
got
up 2
trauma.
foes.
Trauma. Oh my God. All of them, yeah. OTME, Ace, TJ, Boondock, all them. OTME, we in there. Matter of fact, we got a show July 20th in Charlotte. Y'all get us on these social medias and hit us up. We got y'all.
When we show up, you know we gonna show out, and that's how it goes.
Where y'all gonna be at? I mean,
Oh, we gonna be not too far from here. I could really tell y'all the address, but dang, it's in it's right outside of Charlotte. It's in Concord. Okay. And like I say, y'all can get with us on social media. We can get y'all to add it. We got flyers and all that. My Instagram is at I'm Young Kado, IMYOUNGKADO. And his is
TEK.NC.
Yeah, and you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Snap, all that. It's mainly gonna be the same thing. So find us. We're gonna tell y'all about the show. Please come out, support. It's gonna be lit. I'm telling you.
gentlemen, thank you for coming on the show. You know, you're doing a great job. You know, I look forward for the best for y'all in the future. Anytime you want to come back, just let me know. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with some boxing on the Paul Brown Show.
Bye-bye.
If you my brother, I'ma ride for you. If you my brother,